So can architecture contribute to mental health and other psychological constructs? Clearly, it seems like it can. Whether we're an architect or not, we all have countless personal stories and experiences that revolve around the way a different building made us feel. Sometimes the built environment feels cramped and stuffy, sometimes dizzying and confusing. But there are more than personal anecdotes at our disposal as designers. Aren't there relevant psychological studies out there that could inform the function of a workplace, of a living space? There are, and not just ideas from armchair psychology, but findings from the scientific study of human interaction with space. The goal of the current project is to elevate a multi-use high-rise past something that is pleasing to the eye from the outside and something that is environmentally sound in the traditional sense, to the level where it actually functions with the occupant first in mind. Although the amount of applicable psychological research is limited, some relevant studies have informed the design of the downtown high-rise seen here on Block 162 in Denver. Upon entrance to the building, one might notice several roof garden areas. But these are not designed in order to gain lead points or because they seem pleasing. Rather, these are a fundamental design characteristic that is a designed and functional aesthetic. Green spaces have been shown to have healing effects on patients in the hospital, but more recently, researchers have discovered that they may also improve the productivity of workers on attention-demanding tasks, not to mention improving the mood of occupants and increasing the desirability of homes. Therefore, green spaces have been included throughout the building on the southern exposed sides, from the upper lobby level seen here, to multi-level gardens throughout the rest of the building. Importantly, larger and higher storied green areas have been provided for the office levels. Smaller but still aesthetically pleasing two-story garden areas are provided throughout living spaces, both hotel and condominium. Here we see what a view out from an upper-level office might look like. The plantings here would also be seen on lower levels. Of course, there is a benefit to these green spaces beyond psychology. The smaller gardens, particularly on the hotel level, can be closed in colder seasons for the warming effect, and opened in the hotter seasons for cooling. A roof garden planted with sedum also helps with cooling. The hotel portion is provided at the lowest level, though still high enough to avoid noise pollution, for the simple reason that the occupants are there for the least amount of time compared with the workers and the full-time residents. The office is in the middle to provide better views, and the residences constitute the top portion of the high-rise to increase its value. For the residences, the garden areas are made even more attractive to buyers on these sides of the building as they span 2 floors of living space for each garden home, with a balcony to each mini atrium on the second floor. Additionally, recent studies have shown the effects of transparency in a building's facade to the occupant. People's mood gets worse and sleepiness levels increase as transparency becomes compromised. This is relevant to glazing, as photovoltaics on the skin are a reality. Therefore, on the current project, such technology could only be used as a gradient or a portion of the skin such that the viewable area is not impeded to any degree. As in other state-of-the-art high-rises, other environmental and technical considerations have been made. Moso bamboo will be used for flooring, cork or recycled rubber for underlayment, an underfloor air system will be implemented, concrete will be used that replaces some cement with blast furnace slag, rainwater and gray water will be recycled, and there is a proposed geothermal system connected with Denver's relatively high water table. Of course, the general functionality of the service and served space must be addressed. Let's take a quick look at the design of the lower levels and core to see how the multiple uses of the building function. Seen here in blue are the available retail units to draw in customers and the public. The existing buildings toward the north are partially gutted to create a larger shared courtyard that connects with 16th and California, and to a lesser degree Welton. The service entry, delivery, and loading dock are located on Welton and connect to a working corridor that runs up and down the entire building and cuts across all hotel and retail functions. In yellow, we see the residence entries and circulation. In gray, the office entry and circulation. And in pink, the hotel-related entrances, spaces, and circulation. Therefore, areas are distinct, yet close spatially, and always near service access and the core. But the real story is not from the outside looking in. The occupant lives with the building. It is a part of their everyday life, and the amount it can be made to help their mood, to make them more productive, or in other words to work and live with them, the more successful it will be.